Hi there. Eat well, exercise, have a positive mind, and most important, pray. Why am I sharing this with you all? Is because approximately around 4 months ago, I had a stroke. I wanted to talk about this because it's a part of awareness and what happened after that. I went back home at around 3:30 in the afternoon when I was just lying down and was watching YouTube. Good thing I was lying down. And then my wife came in and then she was telling me that the sound is a bit loud. She asked me to bring down the volume. I realized that I couldn't move my hand. Just before it happened, I felt sudden dizziness. I don't know what exactly caused that, but it did affect my hand. And it also affected my left leg. So the left side of my body. And then she looked at me, she said, "Is everything okay?" I said, okay, in my whatever way that I was saying, but she looked very worried. She said, "Are you really, really okay?" She asked again. I know something is wrong because I was basically slurring, according to her, and on my left part, my mouth was getting deformed. So that was an early indication that I'm having a stroke. At that moment when it was happening, I didn't know, I was just panicking. She wanted to call the ambulance. I said no because I have fear going hospital. Then she quickly texted my son and my daughter. My daughter came back home and she did the be fast. She was asking for me to lift my hand, looking at my speech, whether I can smile, whether I'll be able to speak. So all the tests, I failed miserably. And I knew I was having a stroke. At the same time, I know I was watching TED Talk about this lady. She was having stroke at the left side of the brain, and then she started hallucinating colors. At the same time, my awareness, I was fully aware about the whole thing. I was asking myself, hey, I'm having a stroke. Where is these colors? Why aren't they coming? I'm sure she has lied to me in that TED Talk. Little did I know that I was having it on the right side, and that was causing my left side of the body to have some sort of paralysis. They called the ambulance came. Luckily, my home is near to the hospital, and the hospital is the general hospital where they have stroke unit, and it was all divine. So intervention happened fast. They brought me there. I'm so thankful to my family, especially my wife, my daughter Kavita was there, and they brought me down with the stretcher. We went down and then took the ambulance. In that ambulance, I was frantic because I was feeling my hand, my left hand to be cold. It was just falling down. I had to hold my left hand with my right hand. So I was thinking what was happening. So I was confused. I was perplexed with the situation. Everything was disastrous and I was losing control. And at that time, I had divine intervention whereby I just released it. I believe in certain God, and that appearance came, and then self-inquiry began on who is experiencing this stroke episode. The answer that came to me is me. Next question I asked is, who am I? Who's this me? I felt peaceful, and I was in the ambulance just being there and just allowed for the hospital staff to take care of everything and for divine to handle from then onwards. Went there. Good thing I went in an ambulance. Everything was fast. They wheeled me in. Very good emergency team. They looked at me. They know I'm having a stroke. They did the strength test. And then they said I'm having a stroke. It could be hemorrhaging inside, but they don't know. They have to rush me for a CT scan. And the next thing went to the CT scan. I thought to myself, it can be anything in the CT scan. So when they wheeled out, It was exciting to see, although in a panicky situation, my good friends were there, my relatives were there, they were all there, they were just cheering up for me. And one of the best thing is I have this ability to have a positive mindset of all the work that we do. That really helped. Together with divine intervention, went into the CT scan. They scanned. They said there was no bleeding, which is a good sign, right? And then I know I have a good chance towards road of recovery. So at that time, what happened was, during the travel from the CT scan back to the ward where the emergency team was waiting, I was trying hard to move my hand. I was telling myself, move my hand. I was trying to imitate throwing a dart. So I was just trying to throw a dart. Initially, it was in my mind, throw the dart, because I didn't have the coordination. And then I realized slowly the hand started moving, like throwing the dart. I don't play dart. I don't know why dart came. I was just trying to throw. Then I know I was able to gain control. Then I was really excited. I said, one of my philosophies is that if I can have 1% improvement, meaning it's a good sign, I just need to do more of it. I was just doing it. So when I went into the CT scan, I couldn't move. When I was coming out, I was doing this, which is a good exercise for the brain. And when my cousin who was just beside me saw that, he came and told my relatives, my family, he's going to be okay. So when I came out in the stretcher, I was waving to them, and then they gave me injection of aspirin because my gag reflux was not there, so they had to put a rice tube. So through that they gave, and then that was the first day. The second day I was okay. They were moving the stretcher here and there so that prepared to go to the ward. It took some time because there's a lot of cases and I had to see many cases, and surrendering really helped to keep me sane in that chaotic place. The emergency doctors did well. Government department, although people say so many things, I'm so thankful to them, to HTJ staffs, because they did an amazing job to stabilize me and then took me to the ward. The moment they took me to the ward, when I got a place, it was a place where a bed was slotted in to make space because it is so crowded. At the back of the bed, when I looked at it, I saw an amazing hill, and the hill called me. And that was a calling for me. I wanted to go to this place called Tiruvannamalai. And during that time, I was able to move my hand, I was able to sit. Just that my coordination was a bit off. My speech was a bit slurring at that time. When my friends or relatives came to visit me, one of the things that I deliberately did was I stood up to greet them. And that was a very important gesture that I did deliberately, because when I stood up and started having conversation with them with a bit of slur, the moment they saw me standing up, it gave them hope, and it changed the whole trajectory of having the next conversation. So we were having conversation about so many other positive things. Just imagine, I was just feeling really sorry for myself and don't want to get up. The moment someone comes and sees me, it will be a different kind of conversation we'll be having. It won't be very empowering, it will be very disempowering. So I made it a point, whenever someone comes, I stood up. I made it a point. That really helped me to get out of the place. I was there for 5 days. They gave me heparin jabs in my stomach, and that really helped. Went for my check, there was no thrombosis in my heart, so which is a good thing. So I was discharged, and there was a good feeling. And having family support is very important, and that really created that environment. Environment is very important. That's what I see. 2 weeks after that, I was following my family members because we had a training session. I went for it. I didn't do the training, but I was there enjoying the whole thing. Now I'm back to normal. I'm doing my 6 km walk and run. I do my cycling. I'm back to myself. Just that I'm more grateful. I had my episode 28 years ago on my heart, it was recorded in one of the other channel by another media. After 28 years, I'm having my second one. Life is about things that will come our way. The question is, are we able to bounce back? So I'm sharing with you all, we all can do that. So I fondly tell my family members I'm 2.0 because 1.0 was for my heart, 2.0 is for the acute ischemic stroke that I had on my right frontal lobe. Good thing there was no hemorrhaging, I was out. There must be a reason what divine was sending to me. I'm still around, guess I have to do more good work to spread the word of positivity, I guess. I don't know, but I'll keep doing it, feeling so excited of the chance that I got to move on with my life to the next phase. So I wanted to share this with you all. So I started off by giving you the 4 things, that is, eat well, exercise, have a positive mind, and pray. I know it's easy to tell, okay, but it's very difficult to do. Just like what Jim Rohn says, what's easy to do is easy not to do. So similarly, I started off by telling that. Why? Because these 4 things that I said is what I've been doing consistently for years. And according to the doctor, when I was able to sit down and have a conversation, they know the recovery was fast. And one of the things they said is that they attributed to my active lifestyle of me running. Okay, I take care of my food. I have a positive mind because the work that we do is about resetting and about positive mindset and positive psychology. And I meditate daily. All these things put together, something was there to insulate the impact that I was having. You must remember, there's a lot of things that is happening out there we don't see. There's a lot of microbes, there's a lot of bacteria, viruses, and their ambition is to go into and find a host, a fertile place to live. And the moment our immune system goes down, they go in. It's a natural happening, occurrence that takes place. So in order for it not to go in, we need to keep our immune system up. So having the right food and having exercise really helps, and having positive mindset helps. That is something that we need to do. Similarly, internally, there's a lot of things happening. We have millions of kilometers of blood vessels that's running around, and all this put together, we have this life that is thriving. Any small block, any embolism can happen. So keeping it healthy, having an active lifestyle matters. So eat well, exercise. This kind of impact can happen to anyone, anytime, anywhere. I was lucky it happened to me while I was lying down in the presence of my family and close to a hospital. And the lifestyle took the impact. So we are impacted daily. It's just like what Buddha said. There's 2 arrows that will come to us when we talk about suffering. The first arrow hits you, so painful. That is basically what the life throws at you. The second arrow is how do we respond to it or do we react to it. I choose to respond. So that my request for everyone is respond to whatever pain which is inevitable. It is going to come. The question is, do we want to reset and bounce back and move on with our life? Because the moment we are given this opportunity to live, I guess we should do things for the goodness of us, people around us, expand it to the community and see where it goes. It's not all about dollars and cents. It's about you making a difference, me making a difference. Let's make this world a better place. Thank you very much.